For the love of God, Uganda. Pre-purchase checks lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the bus driving to tomorrow. We bring the love, not just the horsepower. Is it a new or a TDX ride? We'll show you what's real, not just the hype. Spotted views and engine moves. We teach you more. Just photos and tools from the 6 up. Truck and gear and car can stop. If you or a season red, all of the cars you ain't seen nothing yet. Busy money, private proud. This is more than just machines. It's the love, the life, the dream. For the love of cars, Uganda we roll. From dusty road to principal control. If you still we break it down. Helping every number in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cars, Good morning, my people. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well wherever you're watching this live broadcast from. Lelo random cast tetukuba chibozi chere tetubuza bibuzo. Don't ask questions later chibozi. But good morning. Muyombia Mark, Muchunguzi Gerald, Charisima Rogers, Amina, President Antonio Random Things, Setoriko Norman, Stephen Muria, the direct shot. How are you, my people? Guys, double tap. Paul Sema VIP, Dr. Kasematia VIP, Nabasa Stewart, good morning. Kambe CJ VIP, James from Texas, how are you? George Senkubuge, good morning. Lawrence Omule, good morning. Richard Wanga, good morning. Henry Modern Juice Katamba, Isaac Katende, Richard Aki. I hope you guys are doing well. Leroy Talk Thursday. I thought let me share the story of I've just uploaded the pictures of the Subaru Forester I talked about, and also the Primo we bought the other day. So the Primo was bought by people, I think was bought by people. They came like brothers. Yeah, they were 3 brothers. The young one was the one that is buying. His big brothers were with him for support, and he paid an extra 50,000 for being a third person. I've told you guys, let me say it again, guys. The 450,000 covers for 2 people only, you and another person. If you come with another person for inspection with me, you pay 50,000 extra for them. If you cannot pay 50,000 extra for them, then that third person should take a border. Yes. I've said this on Alex. So that's what it is. So they came, and now guys, let me make this clear. It does not matter how friendly you are with me. When you start chatting with me either on my phone or on WhatsApp, I will not give you clear answers until you pay the 50,000 consultation. I'm not doing it because I have bad manners. I'm doing it because that's how I work. If you don't pay the 50,000 consultation fee, yeah, you're not going to get a clear answer from me at all. I know how to play the game. You play the game, I'll play the game. So it's the same thing that happened with this gentleman. He hadn't paid consultation, so we were chatting for like 4 months. Every time he would send me a message, there will come a prompt that asks him to pay 50,000 consultation. He would not pay. Now, I think he was consulting a number of people. So when he came to me finally, he thought he had consulted me, and I told him he could get a Primo, that Primo that is in the picture, at 12 million. I had never told him that. I could never tell someone that. So he came with a minimum budget of 12 million and a maximum budget of 14.
Now, when he came, because he did not pay for consultation, I told him to first pay. So he paid the inspection fee, which was now 500,000 because he had a third person. And when I saw the money on my account, then we started talking. And I told him, you guys have come, but I hope you guys know that you cannot get a Primo at 12 or 14 million shillings. If you do, it will be a bad car. So his cars were either a Primo or a Toyota Alex. And the rest were chaff, but he would consider a Mark II brand. Now, after we talked, after there's something I'm thinking, and it's not adding up. The Primo at 17 and the Subaru at 20 looks like the Subaru isn't okay at all. The Subaru wasn't okay. If you look at my inspection report, I gave it a pass. I did not recommend that we buy that Subaru. But the gentleman that bought the Subaru really wanted the Subaru. Omanyora bo muntu ngemoroka ajagala nnyo ngacha ayagala bwagazi mugambe gula. Okitegeera ate sometimes you guys put me in a difficult position. You see, the Subaru need minimum of 3 million to be repaired, to be put back on the road. There is something peculiar about the Subaru. I hope it's not what I'm thinking. Now, the story with the Subaru gentleman, he had a friend of his. They came to the convention as well. For the people that were at the convention, you saw me running to do inspection. Now, the gentleman's friend first is the person that got us the NUAs that we looked at and disapproved. Now, at the end, on Sunday, when I went to see the last NUAs, I left when we had disapproved the NUAs, and I said, let's look on Monday. Yeah. And they talked and they decided they would buy Mark X the next day. So the next day, the goal was to look at Mark X's. But I think that on Sunday, the gentleman's friend gave him a Subaru. I told him, you can be driving this one and you can buy it if you want. So the initial price was 25. Now we inspect the car and I tell him immediately there and then, I don't think you should buy this car. So let's park it here and go look at the Mark X's, because the Mark X's were our initial plan. I said, but Arthur, put a machine on this car and drive it a little bit. So I drove the car and I drove and disapproved. Yeah, but he really wanted the car. So the mechanic eventually came and he also inspected the car. And then he said, but you guys calculate for me how much I will need to put this car back on the road. We calculated, the mechanic calculated 3 million. And this young man called the person that was selling him the car. And the other guy said, he told the other guy, they have calculated for me repairs of 5 million. The seller said, I'll deduct the 5 million. You buy the car 20 million. Okay? So the initial payment was 15. And now for me, I was suspicious. It's very hard to find someone just deducting 5 million out of the blue. So they deducted 5 million. And then the mechanic was saying, why don't we go look at Mark X's? And let me tell you guys, have you ever seen someone that is in love with the wrong person? You really want to tell them, but you realize that it doesn't matter how much you tell them, it won't change. Now, I want to really hope for the best that this car will actually cost him only 3 million to keep on the road. Okay. There was someone selling a UBQ. The last UBQ we bought at 31, right? Yeah, we bought the UBQ at 31. There was someone selling a UBM at 29, I think. You get it? So something just did not add up with this Subaru, but he told me he got it from a friend of his. It was parked at home. Okay. So I'm choosing to believe that the friend just parked the car because of, and then he told me himself when he came, after which means it needed repairs immediately. But he said he's going to travel. So I think he already traveled. So he would leave the car parked at home and they would repair it when he comes back. Okay. So I'm really hoping for the best. In the inspection report of that Subaru, I gave it a pass. I did not recommend for us to buy that car, but the gentleman really wanted the car. He was in love with the car. So there are times when it gets to a point where I just say, buy it if you can afford it. And that's exactly what I told him. If you really know you can afford to keep this car on the road, just buy it. But I also told him that this car is going to lose value too fast. Yeah, I told him. So anyway, but the Primo issue, I also find that the Primo was very highly priced. But that was the best Primo in the market. So let me go back to the Primo story. Now the gentleman came and we had a conversation. We spent about 1.5 hours without leaving my office. I was still calling people, okay, trying to get a Primo, trying to get an Alex Ngasiganye. All the Primos they were sending me were 15. They would tell me so we drove. The broker that got us that car got us 2 cars. He did not actually get me that car. He got me, there was a UAX we had gone to see. And as we were looking at it, he brought that UAZ, okay, the one we bought. So we look at UAX, the UAX, and then we go, the UAX had a very good engine, good gearbox, but the ABS were disconnected, so the brakes were funny. The suspension was actually okay, needed wheel alignment. The interior wasn't as good, the AC wasn't working, the radio wasn't working. Yeah, so we'll go look at the USZ, and the USZ, everything works. AC works, radio works. Both these cars had good tires. The USZ looked better, so we drove the USZ first, yeah. And when we drove the USZ, we went to drive the UAX, and immediately we sat in the UAX. The guy did not like it. Now the UAX was 15 million shillings, okay. He did not like it. We liked the USZ. The USZ had been priced at 18 million shillings. So we haggle, negotiate. The guy stops at 17.5 and we walk away because the gentleman that bought the Primo told me his maximum amount was 14. So, and then we negotiated, he made the amount 15, the guy refused. He made it 16, the guy refused. We walked away and we went to another place where we saw about 5 Primos. But I can tell you guys, when you see a good car, you know. All the other Primos were not as good, and they were being priced at 17 as well. Which take it, eh? Now, this gentleman, when he came to me, he had talked to someone that had a Primo at 15. And then that gentleman had told him that he had driven the car and gone to Hoima. Now, let me tell you, there's a trick brokers use. They pull you until you're serious, and because they know the car doesn't exist, they will send you a picture or a video of them assumably driving to an up-country district. And they'll tell you, today I'm not available, I've gone to Hoima. During that period of time, they're trying to look for options they will show you tomorrow. So for you, you will wait, assuming in the again an up-country, you get it? So, and then tomorrow, when you come at around 10, they'll tell you how. No. That's a trick. It's one of the oldest in the book. Yeah, the brokers use it. Now, these days, what the brokers do, they'll take a car, park it at an apartment, take pictures, sometimes even leave it there. They use that to convince you a lot. They know you guys work with theory. So there are so many tricks that brokers use to make sure that you buy their cars. Karota Uganda, good morning. Starch events Mukisime Kim Job. Kim Job era convention ya kulima na next year better. Yusuf Magala high. Julia Sengo, good morning. Starch events. I give you full authority to advise me depending on the budget and economical sense. My love for wish is really high, but if the budget can only get a new shape, Raum. Cancer Patrick Asiku, good morning. President, you're gonna wish. We're gonna wish. So anyway, guys, so those are the stories of those cars. Guys, Bobango inemoroka joya gare nyo. And guys, I've told you this time and again, your friends, your brothers, your sisters should not be your brokers. Ontegera, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles should not be your brokers. Why? They cloud your judgment. They cloud your let a broker be a broker. Broker and but the moment your friend becomes a broker, he will cloud your judgment. Kati, I think the one thing that normally happens, kati yamuwadde moroka n'agitambuliramu ne suitcase yabadde omwo, kati muli awuliramu n'okumuddiza emmoroka nga nakyo kimenyamu, okitegeera eh? So but I understand and I hope for the best. I really hope for the best for that car, okitegeera, because me I know how stressful it can be for someone to buy a car neba nga ate mulya buli, okitegeera. Katata, there is another thing that you guys probably haven't understood about cars. Emoroka bwogibalanga nti yeetaga million musanvu mana yeetaga 14. I'm telling you. Ebiseera ebisinga, because there are things that mechanics can easily miss as they do math. Cut, for example, with the Forester, twabaze nti yeetaga shock. Netubala nti yeetaga hub. Netubala nti yeetaga hub. Netubala nti yeetaga otekamu bushes, okitegeera eh? Or bagikole wheel alignment. I don't know which other things those guys calculated. Which omanya nti ebintu byebabaze babibazinga bigwera mu million 3. Zisobola okuwera ne ziyitamu ziyinza obutawera, okitegeera. That's the thing with fixing cars. But most of the times makanika bwabala sente bwatuuka okukola ziyitamu wanaaba tayagala kukanga because ayagala omuwa omulimu. That's the one thing I've realized.
Pre-purchase checks, we lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the bus, drive into tomorrow. We'll bring the love, not just the horsepower. Is it a no or a TX ride? We'll show you what's real, not just the hype. Scarlet views and ninja moves. We teach you more than just photos. Tools from the basics up. Trucking, giddy, and car can stop. It's a new OS is on vet. For the love of cars, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's it, learn it, drive it proud. This is more than just machines. It's the love, the life, the dream. For the love of cars, Uganda, we roll. From dusty road to crimson patrol. With your steam, she break it down. Helping every door in the town. For the love of cars, Uganda. We talk the truth, not just a brand for car lovers across the land. For the love of cars, Uganda, we roll. From dusty road to crimson patrol. She break it down, helping every lover in the town. For the love of cars, Uganda. Welcome to the road, and where other miss their soul. For the love of cars, Uganda. This piece of stories right, all the new design we bright. To your gladness and then so much that I will make it down, no propaganda. Every has got a tale. Village try to see the scale. We talk the truth, but that's the brand for car lovers across the land. For the love of cars, Uganda, we roll. From dusty road to crimson patrol. With your steam, she break it down. Helping every driver in the town. For the love of cars, Uganda. Pre-purchase checks will lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the bus, drive into tomorrow. We bring the love, not just the horsepower. Is it more or a TDX5?
So guys that did not get magazines, I'm going to give you a PDF version today. So don't worry, you'll be able to get a PDF version today.
From the basics up, trucking and car can stop. If you or a season bed, for the love of cars, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is more than just machines. It's a love, the life, the dream. For the love of cars, Uganda, we roll. From dusty road to rims of patrol. With your steams, we break it down. Helping every lover in the town. For the love of cars, Uganda.
And guys, as we are still talking about those things, guys, Nuwa biliena mujiveko kati. Don't buy a 2004 Nuwa because for you to get a good one, it will be about 17 to 18 million shillings. Ate ngeweddeko gojja tuko jitunda omunana neyo mugongo gwambwe yo Nuwa etuli maaso. Don't buy it as well. Don't buy it. Now I'm only looking at the money you're going to lose because you have bought that car. It's a lot of money that you're going to lose. Yeah. And then of course there are people that believe that Nuwa is stronger than the 2004 Nuwa. No, it's not. But also when you look at the fuel consumption of both cars compared to the new Nuwa, it's a lot. I know you can avoid because the other new Nuwa kati 27 million shillings ojifuna ngate simbi ochitegeera kati why would you buy one at 17-18 million shillings of the old model? Atenga the 2004 Nuwa, I inspected them Saturday Sunday. They have problems with their fuel system, almost all of them. The last one we saw, yeah, any problems with the gearbox, Ghana engine, they talk bubi, and they came at a time when the mechanics hadn't really learned to fix them. And this one, so a timing belt. I think that's the biggest problem with that Nuwa. But also, guys, there's probably something that you need to be reminded. Guys, don't upgrade too fast. Don't upgrade too fast. I think all of us make that mistake sometimes. Don't upgrade too fast. There is a gentleman that I know that upgraded too fast. Yari avuga no way tuli maso. Najivako nagenda ku hari ya bili tajivuga ya domwezi. Najivako nagenda kaundo. I can tell you right now atambuza bigede. He upgraded too fast. And he says the reason why he left this Nuwa was because this Nuwa yari kutulanyo timing belt. Kanagenda ku Harrier, which had the 5S engine, which is the 2.2. Katinebuza, why did the other Harrier looked okay? Now I'm asking myself, why did he upgrade too fast? Not end too well. So he went from a 2.2 liter to a 2.4 in the period of 1 month. I think because he had the money. Guys, the only reason we should be upgrading should be to save money. Olabanga athabwavuga emoroka nze kati upgrading okwange njagala genda ku zero emissions, zero fuel. Electric nganjisuza ku masanyaze nga simu. Nesulange echarginga bwe tuka ku mulimo ena nejisa ku masanyalaze ne charginga. Ontegeera kyembagamba. So if you're going to upgrade, guys, upgrade to a car that saves you money, not a car that spends your money. You get okujja konga that car is going to do something different. For example, you could be driving that Chigege there. It's cheaper to maintain than a drone. And the reason you're upgrading to the drone is because ku stage wovugira abantu bagala kulinya drone. Okitegeera kandi watermelon. Pa watermelon y'olwasa. Opene nusu lukumi. Opene nusu lukumi. Kale mpa 2. Leta kaveera, ate tompadde kaveera. Leta. So guys, upgrading too fast could be a mistake that you go into. Okujanga emmotoka ine ekyamanyi kyekongerako. Okay, don't upgrade too fast. We used to hear about guys your guy buli mwaka avuga mmotoka ndala. It's not trendy. Yalinga tavuga mmotoka ndala. Some of those guys that we saw babanga babroka ba mmotoka. Abamu kubone mmotoka ze balinga bavuga tezabanga zaabwe nga mukama we ayina sente nyingi nnyo. Kati yete kimusala kukyusa mmotoka. Kati olwokuba ye driver nga mukama wa muleka naddayo ne mmotoka ewaka. Kati abaana bo ne balowooza mmotoka yaabwe oba ba neighbor ne balowooza mmotoka ye. Kati we want to adapt. We adapt habits that don't benefit us. Yeah. Try as much as possible to avoid the quick upgrading of cars. Yeah. Kijja kusala muganda wange ate kisaza abantu bangi. And then of course the other thing that I've seen guys do that you people should probably avoid is I've seen a lot of young people buying the Subarus because they are comfortable, especially the Legacies and the Outbacks. Now those cars are very comfy. Yeah, they are very comfy. But why do I say it's a mistake? You guys buy those cars nga mukyapangisa oli Bukoto opangisa Ntinda opangisa, you're still renting. Basically renting, normally we rent places that are near our workplaces. So you live in Bukoto, you work in Ntinda, you live in Bukoto, you work at, let's say, Lugogo bypass, you live in Bukoto, work in town. That's less than 10 kilometers a day. Nebo sanga jam emoroka no gisoro nebo bayankuminya sisi enkuminya. However, I've seen a lot of trouble that comes when people move to their houses ngabazimbe, because omusajja ayina obuvunanyizibwa azimba. I'm going to tell you this again and again and again and again. Omusajja ayina obuvunanyizibwa azimbira abaana be. Kale goba tuyagala nyumba gobozaala abaana bazimbire nyumba. Otegeera abaana bo bazimbire nyumba we banaabeeranga ne bayita ewaabwe. Of course some people don't admire. Abantu abamu tebeegombera ddala. Nze neegombanga. Nze buli kintu kye neegombanga edda nakikola. I used to admire having a home nga buli wamu waakaayakana. Okiwulira ekyo? Nga buli wamu wakola ki? Nga buli wamu waakaayakana. Ewange kikomera kyonna kijjuddemu amataala. And it's not really expensive. Amataala bw'oba oyagala okujjuza ewantu amataala totekamu balubu za watts 10 simanya watts 2. Kwata balubu za watts 3 neziteeke kumu. I know the methods of saving. Okitegeera kati balubu watts 3 balubu watts 3 bw'oteeka buli wamu ezo watts 3 bwe ziba spread nga ziri buli wamu ewaka waba waaka. So that's one of the things I used to dream about. Having a home where every place has a lot of light, and that's something I've fulfilled. I find that building a house is something every man should do, and all of you guys are going to do. I'm white in color, so I request you to buy a black wish so I can laugh at you. Morning, Arthur. Is it fine to park a car for more than 4 months? And yes, what do I need to do? Just disconnect the battery. Tali Samuel Daniel Singoma. Travel vlog. Atlan Automation and Security Systems. So guys, as you buy the Forester, the Outbacks, the Legacies, yeah, as you buy the Golf 5s, I want you to ask yourself, and go from enajivuga bangachi. Era, I want you to ask yourself, when I talk okuyingira nyumbe yange, because most of you guys are building in Gayaza. Some of you guys are going to build in Wobbulens. You'll be there saying Arthur lives in a game park. Some of you guys are going to build in Wobbulens. Some of you guys are going to build in Ruero. Hey, be there saying Arthur, Smanya Arthur, he lives in the game park. Some of you guys are going to not even going to build in a game park. You're going to build in a game reserve. Now, the thing that you guys always have to remember is this. If you buy a car that is more than 1.8, Julius saying, well, people live in Wero and they come every day. Yes. But those taxes every day. People commute every day. They take taxis every day. Some of them take taxis because they don't have cars. So people live there. It's a fact. People come from as far as Hoima to town at least every 2 to 3 days. Like Mose High. So yes, I know that happens. So guys, to avoid making the mistake of upgrading too fast, also avoid the mistake of buying a car that is too big. Some of you guys have already bought plots of land, and you need to think. After my first video for you that I watched was about 2 years back, it was a night live broadcast on the Express. Since then, I have loved you, the way you try to put yourself in people's shoes. I do. Mr. Commentary, good morning. You talked about giving us the PDF version of the magazine. Which platform? I'm going to give you a link here. I'm going to give you a link. Don't worry. I'm going to upload it and then give you a link so you can download the PDF version and share it with your friends. So guys, chonna chechiri bobo ogule mmoroka naddala abasajja kale n'abakyala. If you plan to have kids, that is. But if you don't plan to have kids, I'm thinking it's okay. You can literally rent all your life. But me, I find that one of the things I'm scared about apartment buildings is this. A couple of years ago, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, you want to project car. It's called digital number plate. Don't skip my comment. Kim Job Kanjinoni. Kim Job you missed the convention. What we ended I can't see it here. Kim what you're saying is true. A friend of mine bought a Forester 2009 at 33 million UBM. Naikat is looking for someone to give him 27. Naita Mulaba. Why is he selling though? Distance. Nemoroka tuso jitu ne milioni abiri. Aga. Abiri. Bernard Odongo, hi. Council Patrick Asiku. Mr. Arthur and everyone here, a very good morning to you all. Wishing you a wonderful day. Thank you, Bernard. So guys, the people that are still buying cars, as you buy a car, don't think about where you're renting now. Think about where you're going. Start thinking long term. I've told you a story of someone that was driving an Alfa from a neighborhood. Yavuga Alfa okumala weekend. Nibula okongenda okulaba nga waliwo vitize empya mu kitundu nemanye no vitize nakozesa common sense nemanye no vitize ya munafoli yali avuga alufadi okitegeera. The way my bro wants a wish for me olemwa wish ojagifuna mbu yamutamye it drinks a lot. He formerly owned the Primo super ha ay okuva ku Primo nogenda ku Subaru Forester obogenda jiwulira. And you guys have said mtu bagamba Subaru zinywa ngamuloza tulimba. Most of the people that are driving Subarus bapangisa kati wapangisa wabakumpi ne wakola okitegeera wapangisa wabakumpi ne wakolera newe obogenda kubeera obere uwo baganda bange Elijah Anjani high bobogenda kutuka obere uwo zine moroke entono tetuzivaako oba hybrids oba electric cars ne munda bambaga kati ndi ku lugendo lwavugula imoroka eri electric muli awo. Hey, guys, I changed mujukire good coolant pump ya inverter guy yayogerako kafa. But you know that thing when it dies, it doesn't get you stranded on the road. And this is something I told him. Nza kantu ako kafa sawa nga mwenda munana I think, and I realized this emoroka zino ziri intelligent. You see, most of the electronics in the car work with the hybrid system. So when the hybrid system gets a fault, it shuts off some things. For me, the first thing the hybrid system shut off was the AC. Now, AC havako, and I parked somewhere. I look at all the fuses and the relays, and they are fine. At that time, I hadn't realized that it was actually the inverter. Now, I parked for some time. When I start again, the AC comes back on. Now, when the AC comes back on, I drive. It brings me warnings. Now, nzentambula ne machine yange, the diagnostic machine. When I hooked it on, it warned me that the inverter cooling system is faulty. It brought an error. Now, I have a number of hybrid mechanics. So I called every hybrid mechanics and they all told me the one thing: motor, kagondi, ka pump, ka water pump, coolant pump. Now I called all of them. I wanted to see if someone would come and fix it at my kid's school. Akateke kuba kali kumpya ka pump. It's on top. Like you can look at it. And then someone told me how to check. Okakwata ukauma. When you pack a hybrid, the hybrid pump is the one thing that is still running. Ooh, even now. The engine is not on, but I have something that it's running. Now we can't take kaumo so ruka kwata kono ukawulida. Ne wano mu coolant wa ka hybrid ka the engine is back on. Ka coolant wali coolant wa inverter. Amazi gaino sigaranga ne boteka mutese switch gasigaraga running because boteka mu switch you invert it and ikira okukola. So and that thing wasn't running. So I drove. And then along the way I figured since AC was loading this thing, I just have to switch off the AC. For the time I was driving, I switched off the AC, I put the windows down. And then periodically I would put the windows up, give us AC, put it off, give us AC. And then I went to one hybrid mechanic that is in Koma Mboga Kompine PM car world. Nivaja, the machine. So I showed them the errors that this car was bringing. So what they did, they checked manually. I bought it at 150,000. They hooked it on, it started buzzing, the water in the coolant jerry can also started moving, and I was too good to go. So most of these things, I think, batutisa. Whatever guy yagamba, buy the coolant pump, otherwise it will keep you stranded on the road. I wasn't stranded on the road. The one thing I realized, everybody that is driving either hybrid or electric, buy a diagnostic machine, so that you can diagnose some of these issues before you go to someone. Because when I put the machine, I searched the error, and even the machine was telling me something related to the cooling system. But of course, like for example, when I was taking the Starlet to put number plates, and because we were going to take a number plate or papa, by nakaseke kebamenya. So I had to take it to Chiseka Bakocheko, Nebakochako, Nebakomao, Omana Wakatadeko, Roquato added to Papanavita. So I drove to URA. When I drove to URA, we had to fix it from there and we were terracotta number plates. Never ganda bange. What we got kuchawa and see you. All officers muzotaina kuyingira. Abantu bali be dembi. Abantu bali be matira. Abantu bali bayisamu amaso. All offices zotaina. I think babroka bali basigalenga babeerawo. Kuba nyine ebintu ebingendo gabiranga ko sente babinkolerenga njagala sigala nga njagala ensi yange njagala sigale nga njagala abantu bannange regardless of where they come from. Waba wekifu kyotuukamwe nogamba what went wrong. Nabadde ku URA ngamba abaana baboggola abaana bavoola. Today I'm late. Good morning, K. Jovan. Mr. Arthur, the debate of Mr. Kachik and Alex. Go, what do you think? Building first. Well, guys, let's have this conversation of building on Saturday or Sunday, yeah? When I'm seated. But this is my take. nze nyumba gye nsulamu kati sente zigirimu sizikwatanga kunga zaawamu kati naali gizimbye ddi nga ndi mu debate okitegeera nti nze nyumba yange gye nsulamu nakwatanga bw'okwata y'ataano n'oyiwa omusenyu n'amataffaali bw'okwata abiri ne baleta sementi bw'okwata y'abiri amaana n'oyita abazimbi kati eyo emboozi si yaffe ba Arthur fe eyo emboozi ya kakiika ne kakiiko redi yagambye taata we yali yamuzimbira ennyumba n'agenda okukola gye yakola nga bamuwa ennyumba mwasula yali teyeetaaga kuzimba ontegeera kati n'oyo naye yatandika conversation ng'agamba tozimba nga tonnategeka bizinesi naye ebiseera ebyo yayita nabagamba nti yasulanga mu nnyumba ya mulimu ng'ate neewa kitaawe bamuzimbira ennyumba okitegeera so I am thinking debate ya ennyumba ne investment it depends on where you're standing ate era investment zenzi mbigattagattamu omwana yakwata million 4 n'azissa mu unit trust wa wano ku YouTube wa for the love of cars yakwata million 4 n'aziteeka mu unit trust zimwe million 4 buli mwaka ontegeera zimwe million 4 buli mwaka mwabakoze ku business dala million 4 zisobola okukolera million 4 buli mwaka n'owulira nga yo happy okitegeera me I find that ebintu ebimu bya muntu nga takyalina maanyi agwe nga talina maanyi oba nga talina ideas nogaaka nziteekeyo zimpeyo million zange 4 mbeerekaawo kati me I find that it depends on where you're standing ennyumba yange waliwo abantu abagitunako kati bagambe oyo mugagga olw'okuba nzija neepakinga wakamotoka naye nga n'emmotoka gye natandika nga nvuga we nagenderayo nze nagenda okuzimba gye mbeera nga nvuga polo nenva mu polo nengenda mu primo old model nenva mu primo old model ngenda mu namukadde ontegeera but abantu aba kutunulira wooli they don't see where you came from nze we nayingirira ewaffe we twayingirira our house ng'abantu batubuuza natubuuza kubanga tulinga babeera mu kifulukwa ontegeera kati omuntu wajja natula ku nyumba Arthur there's an hobby of mine that came to my house kati Arthur zino sente tunawazisa mu nyumba taata manya ati sente ezo eziri awo zonna tewazikwata lumu era that's the thing that I think parents are not telling their kids that for them they did not build their houses at once. Some of you guys your parents ne kakati ennyumba tebannazimala mwe muli muzimaliriza kati motivational speaker ayinza ogende wa mama ondaga ni million 3 zonna waziteeka mu nyumba nga mama otamanyanga na million 3 bwe bazikwata. So I find the debate of investing versus building houses, some of us tusobodde okuzimba ennyumba ze tuzimbye because tukwata 10 ku 10 wali abantu abalina sente zisinga ezaffe nga tebasobola kuzimba nnyumba ezo olw'okuba yabamalira ennyumba ne bamugamba ennyumba yemalawo million 2 kati alinda aweze million 2 alyoka azimbe. After unit trust is for diversifying long-term investment, not everyday business. At Salon BK, there are people that are still at the point of making money, not investing money. It's game azima. Kati, ebife ebimu, me I have those things that I put money in. Nantekayo 10. But that's because it made sense to me. At the end of this period, ngenda bamba wade sente bweziti, mugenda kunyongera mu, let's say 25%, and I have no problem because in bawa 10. You see bitya. But what I'm saying, Stallone Bika, and I'm not saying people should not invest in those things. All I'm saying is that 40 million should give you more. Bobo chali muvuka ngo chali na amanyi. Ontegeera, omukadde, if you find an old person, 60 years when they don't have energy, 4 million might be enough for a year. Okay? Ngafune mitwalo ja 3 buli mwezi, they are okay. Ontegeera, but a person that has a family right now, for you to get 40 million knows it was want to go in a business you yetagamu capital 1 million abiri oba tobaze. That's what I think, guys. Let's have this debate some other day. But all I wanted to say, guys, omuntu enainango owedemu amaanyi agazimba, you don't have to build your dream house at once. You can build your dream house a room at a time. That's how most people built their houses. Some of you guys, you go to your neighborhoods where you want to build, and you find houses that are looking very nice, and you think those guys started with the houses looking very nice. No. Osegera, some of those guys batandika babera mbifurukwa nze natandika ninga asura mu kifurukwa ng'abantu batwitako tebabuuza nze mama banyangamba abasajja kasatu amala okuzimba kati batubuuza kati ate bagamba twematira mu kikomera naye nga luli nga tebabuuza okitegeera so for me my story is different guys. For me, my story is different. Nabaga sazu kakoninga kangene mu bond. Somehow it happened by accident. Kali akamuruka ko oli omukazi oba yanise mujjukira na linya. There is that chick that sent me. She sent me. I think she sent me 2 million okusiba ku moroka ye. The next day nangamba tachaguze moroka. Her uncle needs an operation in India. I sent back her money, and because I had gotten the car, I had to pay for it. Moroka jina tu na nengena mu bond. And today nengena mu bond. I kept upgrading like that. So there are things for me that I think they happen because the time has come. Right? And of course, when we go to investment, people are saying invest and be wealthy, invest and be. Some people are going to be just comfortable all their life, but think about they just comfortable. And the thing that we forget sometimes is that some of those guys that we see that are very rich, the wealth has not become. Some people that are very wealthy, wealth has not started with them. Some people wealth started with their grandfathers. I'll give you an example. Navio, wealth did not start with him. Navio lives in a family where they even have family investments. I think Arthur Bleak are managing investments of family. They even have a company that is managing. For me, there is a time I mentioned that some of us kumanya abantu abamu katika chika ewawe sibavu tebabangako bavu. So their conversation kumanya wa oyimiridde no manya nti kati nandibangaza ate mu my bloodline nze ntandika obugagga. Okitegeera kati gwe kumanya wa oyimiridde in your bloodline gwatandika obugagga kati goyinza okuba gwe you have to slave away goroza muno. Henry Ford yatandika mbunga investing yatandika akola Henry Ford yatandika akola. Same thing with I think this dude yanyono Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg oyo guy wa Facebook ne yatandika akola. Kati abana bagenda bate bakola ba maintaininga n'abazukulu bagenda ba maintaininga n'abazukulu babana bagenda ba maintain. So there are things that I think you need to see where you are. Ebiseera ebimu, me I have friends of mine omukubire simu ku machana agamba manyi Arthur nkedde kulimako umwana n'okweraga Arthur nkedde mu farm yange. We have different parts. Nze sijja kulunda sijja kulima ekyo nakigaana sijja ebyo bikola, but I have friends of mine that do. Osegera kuba tulina path ya njawulo. There is no one nga alina path yemu n'ey'omulala. Okitegera, you remember when we were talking about the bonds, and Jeke said buli mwaka I investing 50 million in bonds. Kitegeza mu myaka ena ajja kuba inayo milioni 2 mu bonds. Gwe kyewenye okwebuuza gwe osobola okukwata milioni 5 nozi investing mu bonds oba nsinikire muli ebinnyo. Osobola okuga nti mukulu sinika ngova wano kuba njagala basiibula. Mr. Arthur, 40 million, only 4 million in a year. At my age, I can never be me. I mind about liquidity singer. I have unit trust with Zeno, but I diversified more by earning at least 200k per week. Exactly. Kati omuntu akule million enya buli mwaka abafune emitwalo nga 3 buli mwezi. I can invest it more somewhere. So buli muntu aina wayimiridde gwe weebuuze oyimiridde wa nze kyenalaba. One of the things, the reason why most of the musicians between in Uganda, most of the musicians end up dying poor is because he looks at Chameleon driving a BMW naina agula BMW nga yerabidde nti Chameleon agula BMW akola show ya milioni 5 ate munaku naba ne show 3 ze milioni 10 na mmeka kati yata akyakola show emitwalo 5 na yaguze BMW. Ekyo ne kimusuula. Okitegeera, I think that's the thing. The stories are different, where we come from is different. We have different advisors. Maybe entalo zetulwana za njawulo kati zentalo zenwana tezifanagana na za starch. Okitegeera amabanja agenya tegenkana na ga starch. Nebye neetaaga tebyenkana na bya starch talina abaana ze nyina abaana. Okitegeera some people have black tax. Me I don't have black tax. Okitegeera me I don't have black tax and I try as much as possible to avoid black tax. I try. My mom died when I was 2. My dad died when I was 2. I'm an only child. My dad had other children, but we don't connect. We did not grow up together. Nembo zitegatta ononya bimunyumyanga tobiraba. Okitegeera ononya bimunyumyanga kati nze black tax yange yaggwawo. Of course I have my grandmother ze simbalanga black tax. Kuba sente zemuwa abantu bazinywa. People abantu banywa emitwalo 5 weekend. Okitegeera kati sente zempajjajja wange mbalanga anyweddemu kabbiya. Okitegeera ng'omulabo yaligenze mu kirabo banagenda ku beach ku weekend nazirya nzizo kati kibalanga black tax. So I know that there are people that have black tax abamu ku mu kyasasulira bazadde bamwe rent. Yes, these are realities that woba tobiriimwe woba tokiriimu tomanya. Some of you guys mukyapangisiza bazadde bamwe ng'ate mwagala obbazimbira olina ozimbira bazadde bo naawe weezimbire. Okitegeera when nafuna omukazi FTC you all invited kubanga nze living example wano guys kamba siule ngende kwasaganya emirimu gy'abakama bange. Muyombya Mark Muchunguzi Gerald, the conversation of building versus investment, I think we should have it in n'abantu babiri. I should host 2 people, one that is pro investment, another that is pro building. Tubiri nabao kugundi tukiisemu. Muchunguzi Gerald, Charishima Rogers, Antonio Random Things, President Secretary Norman, Stephen Omoria, The Direct Shot, Paul Sema VIP, Mr. Kasule, Dr. Kasule Matia VIP, Nabasa Stewart, Cam Besije VIP, Secretary Norman James, George Senkubuge, Lawrence Omule, Richard Luanga, Henry Modern Juice, Katamba Isaac Katende, Richard Aki, Chigozi Mark, Chikawa Ricky, Imfura Felician, Chun Lee, Yusuf Magala, Musime Kim Job, Karota Uganda, Kenneth Sengoba, Julia Sengoba, Council Patrick Asiku, Atlan, Automation and Security Systems, Travel Live Vlog, Daniel Singoma, Amos Kule, Lucky Mose, Mr. Computer UG VIP, Nomo Hoizi Rogers, Bernardo Dongo, Karim, Elijah and Jenny, K. Jovan, Kelly Tech, Safda, Motion by Benji, Lubangakane Habat. I move my own path because life treats us different and we have different destination. Bobo mwavu teba akubuza. Nowadays people see me because I have something in the pocket. That's how opportunistic they are. Bobo labikango mwavu. Boso urokubango labikango mwavu na inga toli mwavu. Nze nkolede inspection abantu omuntu najja okitegeere ne bamuyisamu amaso kuba tategereka naye ng'omusajja alina ssente ze. You'll be surprised abantu ababeera ne ssente abasinga tebazifaanana. Kati nze nkola inspection y'emmoroka abantu abakyasinza okugula emmoroka ez'ebbeeyi. Abakyasinza okugula emmoroka ez'ebbeeyi ajja ne mukwano gwe nga oyinza n'okuza mukwano gwe yaagula naye ye ng'ate yaagula. Okitegeera ata emboozi enyuma kyokka ogenda. Tujja gitandikirawo Jovan. Tujja gitandikirawo naye nga byonna bwe biri mwe bagaaye. Gekyomanya gwe olina olugendo lw'otambula tetufaanagana na lwa mulala. Obuliru bw'osulamwe. Me I realized we find people on the road nga bali happy naye nga basula bubi. Once you realize that tubitaliye ku ba girlfriend bamwe omukazi oba tonnamukwana abamusanyufu nnyo bw'omala omukwana olyoka otegeera nti atuula ku maggwa olyoka omanya ebizibu by'alina. Guys, Mukama abampeera omukisa. I'll see you tomorrow mu Question Friday. May the good Lord bless you. Ciao.